Hello and welcome. It's Tuesday night, so again, that's going to be our Esper Genesis campaign. We're here on the Dire Bear Adventuring Company's Twitch channel. I'm your GM for the evening, Jason, from the Nerd Eternal Network. You can find us over at nerdeternal.com. And with me today on cams, we have Taylor playing Danru.
Howdy, howdy.
Sarah playing Kat. And Eric playing Adrian.
Hello.
And on comms, we've got Zach playing Francis. And Patrick playing Hull.
Hello.
Patrick seems to be in whisper mode today, so you have to listen carefully for him. Let's see. Much better, Patrick. Just scream anytime you have to do something.
That did sound like you were 1,000 miles away.
Yeah, just
from one hilltop to another.
Just pretend you're an anime character anytime you talk, so you know.
Okay.
Oh!
Let's see. Last week you were bodyguarding a pop star, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting a superpowered stalker.
Well, investigating a superpowered stalker. Though a couple of the bodyguards did a little drinking while on duty.
How grossly irresponsible of them.
It was. And promptly got drunk under the table by said pop star, if I remember correctly.
For shame. For
Well,
shame.
for shame for Francis, Jade at least held her own for a little while. And then Big Daddy Danru had to carry everybody upstairs.
It is what I do.
It does seem to be.
I didn't mean to carry this team in two ways, but I have.
Alright, Logitech, I am not happy with you. Upgraded their software, and now I can't zoom my camera again. Alright. So I believe you went through, what was it, 2 public appearances. She had a store opening where someone tried to drop a baggie of fake blood on her. You pretty much thwarted that. Believe it was it Kat or Jade that caught it?
I think Cat?
Twas cat.
Okay. And then handed it off to Adrian. He's the one that checked it out to see what it was. And it turned out to be kind of cheap fake blood like you could make at home with, you know, a few kitchen ingredients. So gross and still kind of creepy, but, you know, the guy's not trying to hit her with, like, you know, his own blood or somebody else's. And then you had
acid.
Yes, or acid. Then you were camped out at a morning show she was on. And that passed. As far as the show itself, the show went through without any interruption. But you spotted a couple of odd individuals in the crowd. One turned out to be a member of a kind of parents group, you know, church parents group kind of thing. That you had, you know, you'd already known they had issues with her and, you know, her videos or whatever. Well, it turns out he had gotten a sex video that ultimately him and his group had decided not to publish or go public with. You know, they decided that wasn't really how they wanted to do things. However, unbeknownst to them, one of their newer members had done time for stalking her in particular. And becoming aware of the video seems to have set him off. So this man had come into water. He felt responsible. He was the one that dug up the video. He was the one that, you know, showed it to this other guy. He felt responsible and was trying to show up to warn her. The stalker spotted him in the crowd, spoke to him briefly, and left without causing a scene. Kat tried to follow him, where he displayed multiple Esper powers and escaped. You had a long conversation with the parent group guy, and he kind of laid out, how this had gone down. And I believe you were waiting. It was either the next day or the day after she was having her concert, which is the big event that she's in town for. So taking up with y'all back at the hotel, up in the suite. Oh, I think it was also last week that he wrote a message for her on her window. Or was that the week before?
Yep. That was last week.
Okay. That was how we started up last week. I was about to forget about that. Wrote a message for her on the outside of her window, flew away. Seems to have a little...
familiar, more or less.
familiar, basically. You sounded much better there, Patrick. Bonded companion, I think is what they call it in this system.
Ah.
Who looks like a little angel version of Stella. With, kind of hummingbird-like wings. It'd be cute if it wasn't, this much older guy. What was that, Patrick?
It'd be cute if it wasn't creepy.
Right.
Without context, it's cute. With context, it's scary.
If it was a 5-year-old fan of hers that was an Esper and had that as a bonded companion, it would have been cute. This guy that's 25 or 30 years older than her having it, a little creepy. But that is why we've been calling him the creeper half the time, so. So anyway.
It's the creeper.
So you're back at the hotel. Concert's the next day. What kind of planning do y'all want to do?
Do we have a layout of where the concert's going to happen?
You might. This is a very rough, ugly map. But that is
really,
the basic.
that's just on brand.
Do what now?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's zoom out a bit.
You need to be careful. I hold the fate of your character in my hands.
Oh no, whatever will I do?
Okay.
This is all set up kind of stadium seating, so of course the red row in the back is higher up and kind of works its way down. Let's see. The numbered squares to the sides are basically like the box seating. I don't have a map for like the backstage, but imagine it being fairly open, lots of lighting, lighting equipment, various bits and pieces and props they'll need for the show that'll get drug out, as needed. The show is not too elaborate as far as that goes, but you see lots of people walking around. Well, once you get there, you'll see lots of people walking around in costumes for different dance numbers.
Yeah, I think Adrian's gonna just sort of kind of find a spot out of the way where he his tech thing, an eye on stuff.
There is also, much like at the studio for the morning show, you've got walkways way up above everything. Mostly just over the stage. There are a couple of walkways that go out over the crowd, but it's more so the technical guys can get to the lighting. It's not expansive. It's not covering most of the seating area.
Right.
Let's see. Now is
Also,
Adrian...
sometime. Oh,
No, go ahead.
sometime before this, Danner would like to have another team meeting.
Everybody huddles up.
As Danner was opted to force us to have team meetings. But that
Okay.
can wait until after we finish the description.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much the description of the area. This is in a rather large building. You have this huge sort of stadium stage, but you also have like an entire convention center kind of built into the back of it. It's kind of a multi-purpose kind of thing. There is not anything going on in the convention center portion right now.
All right. So everyone huddle up. Danner will begin. All right. So we got a little embarrassed last time. Some people got a little mad. And some people were not completely prepared for the situation. The guy we're dealing with, since he can turn invisible, he has all these neat little tricks and powers. If we're going to separate, we've got to separate in cells of 2. We can't have what happened to Cat last time happen again. Adrian, is there a way we can communicate with you efficiently while you're conked out?
Yeah, I have an eyepiece and a mic.
Alright. Talking to you through that, you can just immediately pop up.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
The bigger question is, because of Cat, we know this guy can turn invisible. So this actually leaves this layout slightly unnecessary, because that's going to allow him to get close. Do we have any way of detecting? 1 second. And as I actually say this, I'm actually looking at my character sheets. I think I actually have something that might be able to help. I do believe. Okay, grapple guns.
Your mic is cutting in and out something fierce.
That's just me, because I think it's more like talking to myself. Sorry. I'm not trying to talk in the mic.
But does anyone have a way to dampen or detect him while invisible?
That's what I'm checking, 'cause I'm pretty sure I have a motion tracker. Fairly certain I do.
That is not something in my kit of abilities.
No.
Discussing with Mortimer, does he have anything? You know, an infrared motion tracker, anything like that, for security reasons.
Yeah. The stadium has got motion sensors. Yeah. He doesn't know all the details on them, but he gives you the contact information for the head of facilities at the stadium.
Okay.
Well, that's a start.
So we can contact the stadium and see if there's some way we can get it not on the main grid.
I didn't realize I was muted.
I was wondering why we weren't hearing anything from you.
Yeah.
Alright, the big issue is if it can do similar work to, say, what Yanni can do, or what Adrian can do, it could, he can Esper his way into the system and shut the tracker off. Is there a way we can get one operating that he cannot do that to?
I do have a motion scanner. double check to make sure everybody heard me.
Yes, yes. You have a motion.
Cat.
You have a
You have a
motion.
motion.
scanner.
Motion sensor. This device allows you to display screen, instruments this data, basically indicating of anything moving, any moving object within 50 feet of me. Whereas that's useful, it is, however, by definition, very short range.
But you could be on the very edge of the stage.
And still be able to track an unknown. Basically, if I'm seeing something that's not there.
Yeah. Now, by that point, he's basically gotten to the stage, but still, that'd be better than nothing.
Yeah.
As long as you hang close to Stella. Practice your dance moves. You're going to be on stage with her.
I was about to ask, how high up is the scaffolding above the stage? The catwalk.
Let's see. It's one of those really big
Shouldn't be
stages.
50 feet.
But yeah, they gotta use lighting. They can hang props from it. Maybe 30 feet.
Also, the option is there is areas underneath the stage, correct?
Yes, they have the whole trapdoors built into the stage thing.
I could be stationed underneath the stage, basically following her location. But I probably actually need something visual so I can tell where the people we see are. But I think in that case the catwalk might be better. This way you just look down.
Yeah, in the end, it would be if stuff starts to go down, it's easier for you to jump into the action at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, the catwalk is probably the better option there. Just talking to the facilities director, most of their motion sensors are kind of set up to detect anybody trying to get backstage. They have some they can put on drones. You know, they'll look like some of the regular camera drones that'll be zipping around above the crowd. Because they've got some that it gets distant shots from the stage, or they get crowd shots. But they have some that are basically dummies that can be rigged up with the motion sensors.
Are we having this scan at like a certain wavelength or something? Because if it's just motion detecting, I'm pretty sure concerts aren't very still.
What I'll be checking for is any blip on the motion sensor. If I can see the person, if you see a blip that's moving and no one's where that blip is, good chance that's him.
Do we know that this is going to work with the guy, considering we know he cloaks?
Therein lies the issue.
Let's look up invisibility.
I mean,
and see.
Yanni wasn't able to see him when he was invisible, so...
But let's say Yanni can't detect invisible, can he?
Nope.
Yeah, he sees more or less like a normal person. He may have like dark vision or something. But... Alright. Oh wait, it's not called invisibility, it's called obfuscate. Because why make it easy to find? Obfuscate.
Here it is. Obfuscate. Yeah, I'm reading it. They're just invisible to visual.
Yeah, so any kind of regular vision, dark vision. The motion sensors would probably pick up motion, though.
Okay.
Because it doesn't say anything about, radar waves or any of that. Of course, it's only a rank 2 power, so there might be an improved version somewhere else.
He says knowingly.
I actually don't know. I have not looked into that. So yes, best you can guess, the motion sensor should pick him up. Now, of course, if he's in the crowd, that's going to be hard to notice. But, if he goes flying through the air to the stage, he'll show up.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, so.
Now, you going to be in like their security room, or are you just going to be backstage somewhere? Zonked out?
He's basically going to be backstage. Just like, looking like, for all the world, he's just napping back there. Yanni will be doing his thing sort of around where Stella's at, just in its phased mode, so if something does go into him, he'll just go through it.
Okay.
Alright. And who's going to be in the same area as Adrian's unconscious body?
Francis is gonna volunteer for that because he's not
Alright.
really fond of the idea of Adrian getting his throat slit by a creep.
Really, it's just because he's watched Weekend Bernie's a few nights ago. You know, he wants to walk around the stage with Adrian draped over his shoulder like that.
I mean, that's a bonus, but still.
Alright, we've got Team 1 set up. We've got... I'm gonna say Hull and probably Jade up in the scaffolding, since Jade can have a sniper rifle.
That was my other suggestion. Yes.
The cat's like, yes, I'll take the lady with the big gun, please. She is my buddy.
No, essentially, it's just basically I can just say, if I see, hey, there's a blip there.
Shoot.
Shoot there.
The other question is, do we want to try to not see?
To not what?
To not make a scene.
I'll admit, the stadium security guys are looking at you kind of funny when you come in with a sniper rifle.
She's not going to be sitting down on the floor with it.
I guess, yeah, we would have to get clearance for that.
Mortimer tells you he can handle that.
Alright. Well, considering the fact that this guy has now done, like, some illegal things, yeah. I guess it would be a lot easier to...
Now, Mortimer says he can get that covered for you. You know, he does tell you, yeah, you know, don't just shoot him on sight or, you know, anything crazy.
Just load trank rounds into it.
You know. He seems to direct that more at the other guys than at Danru. But, you know, if he shows up using Esper powers, then, you know.
Yeah, if he starts blowing shit up, it's a kill or be killed situation
Yeah.
immediately. And that leaves Team 3, Danru and Cat.
Alright, where are y'all stationing y'all selves?
Two most level-headed and charismatic people in the group.
Well, Captain Cat, do you have a plan?
I have no plan aside from not getting my brain fucked with again.
Understood.
Alright, so I'm just going to throw some tokens down here on the...
Danru and Cat will be off stage in the, as much as I love to say it, the gorilla position.
Alright, so Francis and Adrian are backstage, so I'll put them right there.
Yanni is up on the stage itself.
Danru
And,
Cat are kind of
And he would ask one of the security people to have one of the to give him a few of the motion trackers, and he'll just sort of like attach a few of them to Yanni.
Okay.
Since Yanni can float around pretty much on the stage with those trackers and not get in the way.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's see.
And Adrian may or may not be keeping one of them to actually incorporate into Yanni's systems.
Now, the ugly little lines that I have just drawn here. And here. Those are connected to the stage, but, you know, walled off from the audience.
Right.
It's the fenced-in areas.
Yeah, basically. So where Francis and Adrian would be kind of off the map, you know, here, but further back behind, you know, the stage wall.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel and Kat are to one side, you know, looking the length of the stage, basically. Let's see, I think we see
Makes sense.
Yanni's floating in and amongst the stage.
Mm-hmm. With his motion trackers.
Yep. Let's see. Zoom in so everybody can see. Alright, and that left Hull and Jade on one of the catwalks above the stage. Oops. Helps if I drag it on the right map. And let's see, what can we mark them with? Let remind me they're up in the air. I thought there were some wings. Ah, there's some wings. And I'll put them out towards the front of the stage, but like I said, up on the catwalk. So you are actually up above the light, so nobody down below can make you out. Let's see.
Okay, we have a gap moment here where I can ask if Kat wants to have a private conversation.
About...
Alright, well, in this section, since no one else can hear it, Dan will mention to Kat, yeah, this is probably the last time we can do an extended job like this. Because if he does attack and this does become a big explosive thing, we're going to be too well known in the universe. Because this is a planet-known pop star being attacked. It'll probably get some notoriety higher up. And we're already being chased by, you know, galaxy-spanning or universe-spanning energy monster people.
It's a technical term.
Yeah.
We will probably need to figure out if we want to hunt the monsters or do side job.
Well, that's the thing is, like, we're not going to be able to do side jobs that are not get in, get out after this.
Yeah, it's gonna have to
Because, you know,
be...
we're riding around in a famous person's well-known ship, well, semi-well-known ship, and we're becoming semi-well-known ourselves. It's going to be every time we stop and dock, if they have someone working the station, they'll know us immediately.
Well, we try not to get well known. Try and keep this guy from doing anything. Or we look into getting our own ship. And we could still do stuff for Achille, but maybe strike out on our
We'll have
own.
to start working on a plan on how to remake ourselves discreet in this activity.
Don't think this group is known for being discreet.
And that's why I'm talking to you.
We'll have to buy a new mask.
Yeah, pretty much all she'll have to do is get Adrian to make her a new mask.
Or just change the pattern on the one she's wearing.
When we're done with this,
Yeah.
Adrian's going to be, like, making a whole ensemble getup that includes a mask, too, like that picture that I shared on Tuesday nights a bit ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll need to figure out what we all need to do, or want to do, because It's coming down to we need to concentrate on one thing or the other. Do we want to keep doing these jobs, picking up jobs for money, or do we want to figure out what's going on with? Now I can't remember the names for these dudes. The Primordian, was it Primordians?
Primoran, I think.
Primorium and the Aganialo. And figure out if we want to deal with them or not. I
Yeah,
mean, we
Primordium.
have this freaking huge, secret in an area that they've been researching for ages, and we can't tell anyone. That dude's gonna come looking for us again, or one of his buddies is gonna come looking for us again, and 99% betting they're not gonna stop till either they get what they want or we're dead.
Or you being dead could be what they want.
Yeah, but
So it doesn't have to be an
she'd rather
either
not
or.
be dead. She kind of is attached to processing oxygen.
The big issue is with the Primordians and the Ganialo. They've said that the best option is to run, and that's going to be an issue because
Yeah.
we ain't exactly going to do that very often.
Yeah, we're not a group known for backing down or being like, no, we can just not do that.
But another thing is, like, there has to be a way to lessen their numbers, because you're pretty sure someone will have run into them and noticed these things by now if they were a, universes spanning population at some point in time.
Well, and you'd think like there'd be more. Have we had the nerds look into if there's any other references about people bleeding rainbows?
I don't know that you have.
Yeah, we'll need to do an in-depth investigation into that.
I know Adrian's mostly been focused on getting proficiency
In the language.
and the Akajeti language.
And I mean, even if we do find out that there's not that many of them, didn't Liganialo say that they could change bodies or something like that? Basically, they just take dead bodies and use.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a way to trap them or confine them during that transfer stage when they're in that kind of energy
orb.
form.
Yeah,
We'll have to figure something out.
we're gonna have to.
There is
Ghostbusters
also
slide it underneath. We're gonna need to get some proton packs.
No, a big stick, a box, and an exotic artifact as the bait. And then just pull. Oh, and a string.
Yes.
A string.
there is one option. Please note that anytime we've actually effectively captured them, they purposely committed suicide. We could potentially once we've actually kind of discovered that one person actually is one of them, are they still trapped in that body until that body dies?
So many questions about how their biology works.
Well, presumably, if we captured one, they'd just let themselves starve to death, and then leave.
Once we group back up, we'll have everyone ask these questions and answer these questions and look into that.
The main reason I'm talking to you is you're probably going to end up being the one making decisions.
Nobody wants that.
Jaden Francis are a little flip-floppy and fun-having. Hull's a little too fresh, and Adrian's a little too distracted. Yeah, you're the one that gets to make choices.
You get to be Big Daddy
Adult by
Danru's number one.
default. Okay. God, it's like childhood all over again.
Were you pruned for leadership at childhood?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. That sucks.
Yeah, there's reasons I left.
But yeah, Danru's done with his part of the conversation, unless Kat wants to say something.
Nothing at the moment. Not like while they're trying to get ready for this mission thing.
All right.
All right. So while you've been watching Stella, she's been kind of all over the place. She's been very friendly to you. Not always friendly to, the hotel staff, but getting ready for the concert, she's the most business-like you've seen her. If she doesn't like something about the lighting, she lets them know. Not yelling and screaming or carrying on like she was with the room service guy when you first met her. But just, very business. She clearly knows about, the lighting for these sorts of things. She knows about filming.
Focused.
Yes. She's checking people's costumes. She's looking over stuff. Mortimer is also running around, handling a lot of the last minute stuff. Neither of them seem to be particularly worried, but that may just be, part of that may be how busy they're being kept right now. Before the show, the crowd starts streaming in. To Stella's slight disappointment, they didn't quite sell the stadium out. But you couldn't really tell that by looking at it. I mean, the place looks pretty packed. And there's news crews and, they have a small film crew there that's filming kind of a documentary on the tour. So you've got some of that going on in the background. Let's see. Danru. Over the side. Any of you that are not up, well, basically any of you that aren't up on the Anybody But Hull and Jade could potentially be caught on camera by these guys.
Yay.
Danner will just take a random other face.
Okay. Which in your armor essentially would make people assume you're another species.
As long as they don't zoom in directly onto his eyes or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a pair of shades to look cool.
Looks really good with your armor.
It's 9 o'clock at night.
Stage lights, man. The stage lights are very bright.
It's very bright.
I get where you got that reference from.
I mean, I think everyone knows why you wear sunglasses at night, but
I just had a brief like Helsinger Bridge like, want this extra pair of Oakleys? It's 9 fucking p.m.
That's one I really need to look up. I have not watched the abridged to that.
It's really good.
it has moments where it's a little oddball, but yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway.
Well, that's the nature of the abridged. Anyway, but yeah. So, Danru, you're looking like some anonymous somebody. If any of you want to actively try to avoid being caught on camera by these fellas, you can give me a stealth roll.
Oh, why
Fetch my
not?
dice.
Hey,
Yep.
14.
Ooh, these guys are good.
Wait a minute, I'm in the rafters. Unless they're looking up, I'll just do that.
Yeah, you don't actually have to roll, Patrick. You managed to get into the rafters before they show up. You and Jade are clear.
Stop pointing the gun at the crowd, Jade.
I'm sure she's just looking through the scope. Alright. Well, Jade's got Kat's got a mask, so her getting caught is probably not too big a deal.
Yeah. Unless she gets connected to other people in the group and people put that together.
Well, you're standing next to Dan Rue, who's, who currently looks like a dentist, so, a very large dentist. No, you probably wouldn't do dentist because they've got a different number of fingers than your species. Yeah, you probably just look like a big burly human, so that's most of who's running around here. Let's see. Francis, you're pretty sure you've been caught on. You got caught on the camera. You've got Adrian's body behind some crate, so
Wait, did the camera get backstage?
It's a documentary.
They're filming a documentary on the.
Okay.
On the tour, so it's not that they're running
Fair
up to
enough.
you or focusing on you.
Yeah.
It's just they're taking backstage shots, and most of you getting caught at some point or other because they rolled really, really high.
I mean, he's just napping, basically. So. Well, at least looks for all the world like he's napping, I should say.
Hat pulled down over his face.
Basically. Might be like face down on a couch in the back or something like that.
Turn him on his side.
Because it is unhealthy to sleep on your stomach.
It's fine. It's fine. If he starts to throw up, Francis is right there to roll him over.
But he didn't drink.
Just
Unlike a
suffocating.
certain pair of people we know.
Now they did not drink
That
last
was a
night.
couple of nights ago.
In fact, you
So-
noticed that Stella did not drink the night before the show.
Hey, good on her.
I mean, glass of wine with dinner or something, but not drink.
Yeah.
So the crowd fills in. They are chanting her name. You have a up and coming kind of boy band that's like the opening act. They do a couple of songs before Stella goes on.
Yeah.
God, I feel like I'm 13.
You would fit in with a lot of people in the crowd then. It's a
Probably
mix
the same
of.
height as-
Do what now?
She's probably the same height as some of them.
But yeah, the crowd is made up of a lot of teenagers. There's a fair number of, of slightly older or people that are clearly parents that have, been roped into coming. But it's pop music, so there's no mosh pit kind of thing, or the crowd seems to be reasonably well behaved. There are other, the television network, well, not really television per se, but the news networks have some cameras set up here or there. Of course, the entire concert is being filmed and essentially streamed
Yeah.
to everywhere in the system.
Right.
Because she has yet to really break into the, galactic market.
Adrian's mostly keeping an eye on the tech side of things. Yanni's keeping an eye on the sensors.
Okay. So he has his sensors.
He does now.
Were you controlling any of the drones yourself? You say the tech. Exactly what is it you're doing?
He is keeping an eye on the electronics. Basically, like if someone's gonna try to hack into like make the video public kind of a thing, or
They try
do
to hack
something.
the Titantron, or
yeah, basically he's keeping track of the electronic systems, basically acting as another firewall.
okay.
While Yanni is actually running around doing the physical detecting on the physical end for the guy.
Okay. Let's see here. Just 1 second. I'm looking over his list of abilities. Okay. Now, Francis, are you doing anything, or are you just basically bodyguarding Adrian?
Bodyguarding Adrian and keeping an eye on the stage. If I can, from where I'm at.
Okay. You don't have a good view of the stage. It's basically like the stage's back wall. You're kind of right behind it. You can hear everything that's going on stage. You know, if anything were to go down, you know, you could get around the corner immediately. But
Good.
let's see. Up in the rafters hole, you're monitoring your motion detector, I assume.
Third alien pain noise.
Ready to direct Jade where to shoot. Though her line of fire may be severely restricted depending on, you know, if somebody comes flying in at what altitude. Because, you know, if they're lower than you, she's shooting down into the crowd. And that would not be a good thing. That would be a bad thing.
That'd be bad, MK.
Hey, y'all are famous. Oh, yeah, y'all were at that, you know, concert massacre.
You were the ones that massacred it, and we're at your trial.
No wonder you're in this system that doesn't extradite anywhere else. You're monsters.
I mean, are 13-year-olds really sentient beings? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like that's not even a question, really. That's just a definite.
Intelligent might be debatable, but sentient, yes.
There are 13-year-olds smarter than me in existence. There are 13-year-olds that have college experience.
Those are fairly rare, though.
They're still existing.
Alright. She begins to perform. You are, of course, all familiar with the music. She basically gave you all her catalog, so... I don't know. Well, the ones of you that actually went and listened to the stuff, you know, are recognizing all the songs. The choreography is actually fairly impressive. Some of the costumes are a little skimpy, so, you know... While it's not necessarily something you'd be out protesting, you can kind of see how you might have a parents group somewhere not the happiest.
Yeah.
Adrian, give me... Let's see, you're plugged into their systems.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I would say this would be a computer type thing, or if this is more of a spot to see if you're paying attention. Let's see.
Mm.
Alright, what skills do we got here? Because your Esper abilities are basically what's letting you mentally plug into the computer. So you would still use your computer to do anything.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Perceptiones, okay. No. Because my dice hate me.
Wow. He didn't roll great, but he did roll better than that.
Yeah, fortunately.
Poked his eyes out when you put him face down on the sofa.
Yeah. First roll of the night. This is gonna be a fun night.
It can only get better from here. Or stay the same.
One can only hope.
Alright. So, you don't realize anything has happened.
Uh-huh.
Concert's going on fine. Suddenly the images... I described it as like a Titantron earlier. But it is kind of a freestanding hovering thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's a bit up in the air, with whatever image. Sometimes it'll drop down to almost stage level where it creates like the background for whatever, they're doing.
Uh-huh.
I see no ways that could possibly go wrong.
Well, the tech's been around a long time. Accidents happen, of course, but the tech's been around a long time. Lots of stadiums do this kind of thing. That's, nothing's unusual about this setup. Let's see. Those of you in the rafters and those in the gorilla position, you notice the screen kind of flickers a few times. Nobody on stage reacts to it because, they're in the middle of something. But you see Mortimer kind of go and head all, in beeline for some of the stagehand tech guys.
Adrian, how long will it take for you to get into the system?
I'm already in it. I'm just trying to keep track of a million different things at once. What is it?
I am the system.
The screen's starting to flicker.
All right, let me
same
take a
protocol
look.
as with a TV show. Get ready to cut it if need be.
Adrian's gonna take a look at it. See if there's anything.
All right. As you dive into, what exactly is going on with this?
Mm-hmm.
The image changes to a video.
Is it the same video?
Yeah, give me a computer roll. You're not looking at the monitor itself at the moment, but
No, he's looking at the data stream. So he's in there with the system, keeping track of whatever's going.
okay.
But
let's see. You discovered the incriminating video. Did you actually show the video to anybody, or just describe it?
he just described it.
Okay.
Got it.
Yes, you recognize the opening scenes to the incriminating video.
Contacting Hull and Jade.
He's
Get
going
them-
to tear that out of the system.
Okay. It's real
I-
easy. You just
and-
reach in there and
Yeah,
delete it,
he's reaching in and
corrupt
he's,
a little bit of it so it won't play, anything like that.
yeah. Well, he's removing it from the system completely.
He is uninstalling that video.
And then
Basically,
Denru,
yes.
you were saying something?
Yes, contacting Hull and Jade up top. See if, just looking, is there a way to get behind and maybe unplug it? Because it's most likely wired up from the ceiling. Don't do that, but see if there's a way to.
Alright, Hull, give me a perception.
Oh,
Because the old boy can just keep plugging it back in.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a fight of dice rolls.
I 8. Not great.
Alright.
No, you don't see any wires from here, but you're at one end of the stage. That thing's at the back. You know where it could be wired up. It could also be, it could have a self-contained power source. It could be plugged into just the wireless network.
Cat's gonna grab
Section,
one of
or
the-
would that be mechanics in this case?
Well, you're rolling to see if you saw the wires, and at this distance, you really can't tell if there's wires or not.
Okay.
And like I said, it could be wired up either way.
But all right,
Chad's gonna grab one of the tech guys, like, backstage and be like, I need to know how to take that thing offline immediately. Tell me now.
He rattles off what you'd have to do in the control room to blanket.
No, not like blanket. I want it powered off. I want it unplugged.
Daniel
What do I
will
need
chip
to do
in.
to do-
Someone is attempting to show a video on that is not the video meant to be shown. Is there a way to manually shut off the system if need be?
If at that point on both of their eyepieces pops up, and I'm currently actively fighting it.
Speaking of fighting it, give me a computer roll.
Okay, and he's black hatting to do this, so I get advantage on it.
Okay.
If
15.
the tech guy does not give her an answer quick, you're just gonna see a proton blade form on her hand and be like, now would be a good time to tell me, please.
No, he
I'm
doesn't.
just
He's
gonna
not
go
trying to
start-
not answer you. He's a little flustered, because we can blanket like that. And you're like, no, not blanket. He's like, oh yeah. Just give it its home command. It'll return to. Basically, there's a spot kind of not backstage, but up above the stage where it essentially plugs in and recharges and all that jazz. But it it shuts down when it's doing that.
She'll give that information to Hall.
And I pass that along to Adrian. In that case, because unless I can access the system, but Adrian's currently fighting it right now, so... is there a way
Basically, you can do it with like one of the data pads like the tech guys have got.
No.
Yeah, or
Well,
in the control room, either way.
Do I have access to one of these data pads?
No, your security. They were looking at you as physical security, kinda. And they've got tech guys that are working the pads trying to figure out what's causing the flicker, or why the video changed once that happened. But all right, Adrian, with your 15, you you do manage to yeet the video out. Yeah, you notice somebody has, let's see, 15. Yeah, whoever it is putting in, it's clearly trying to figure out what happened. Very quickly, they start trying to just re-upload the video.
Adrian is gonna stop that.
Yeah, with the 15, you block that.
And if I'm able with the 15, he's going to try to rip their system apart.
No, the 15 is not going to be quite good enough for that yet.
Okay.
Is it good enough for maybe telling where it came from?
Yeah, he only beat him by 2, so he ain't getting a whole lot out other than just managing to stop him.
Okay, yes. Then someone who has access, please issue the home command.
Cat's gonna get on the comms and be like, do you want me to wait, or do we want this screen down now? Tell me.
Contact Mortimer. Do we want to take the screen down immediately?
Yes, get it off the stage. It'll be fine.
Cat looks
Understood.
over at the tech, take it down.
He starts tapping. I'm sorry, I seem to be locked out. Let me see if somebody else has got access.
Danner will tap
Adrian,
his
can you
shoulder.
take this down?
How do we manually cut it off? Someone is messing with the system. How do we manually cut it off?
The control room would be more directly plugged in than my data pad through the wireless.
Can we try contacting the security in the control room?
Well, aren't Francis and Adrian, are they in the control room, or are they just behind
They're
the
just
stage?
backstage. But yeah, I mean, on your comm links, you're wired in where you can talk to the stadium security.
Control room, take down the screen immediately.
We're trying, man. We've been locked out.
Is there a manual way?
There's not a plug
It's
that this
floating
thing
in the
goes
air,
into.
sir. We can't, I mean, I guess if I got a ladder, I could get up there.
Can we send Yanni up there to unplug it? Maybe not unplug it, but like disconnect
Push
the AV
push the
cord.
power button. Just cut it off.
It's floating in the air. Turn it off.
No, not stop it from floating, but like take out the audio-visual cable, take out the HDMI.
Essentially prevent it from being able to transmit anything.
Yeah.
Block its Wi-Fi or something.
I
Put
have
on a picture of puppies.
I have 2 ways, but those would not be advised.
But right now, he's out of the system. The video is not being shown. We've got time.
Yeah.
Well,
To take it
it's
slow.
not that he's out of the system. Is that Adrian blocked him from re-uploading the video.
Right. But like right now, we've got time to kind of take things at a more casual pace than
No, we don't.
a bunch of teenagers are about to be flashed.
These are happening in 6-second intervals right now.
So anyway,
Right, but the
at the
startup of the
moment, the
video is
screen is
longer than
blank.
6 seconds, though.
the screen
Unless
is
it's
it's
clipped.
giving the kind of kind of the error, video error message. File is corrupted or whatever, or file not found.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another perception check, Adrian.
Perception?
Yes. As he's trying to be sneaky in what he does. All right. Suddenly, the speakers in the stadium kind of pop. You can't hear the music anymore. I mean, on stage, you hear the stuff that's being played.
Mm-hmm.
And and you hear Stella sing another half a line or so before she kind of stops.
Okay.
But it's no longer
So
being
I
broadcast
noticed-
over the speakers. You
And
hear
I
a man's
noticed that.
voice. You hear a man's voice come over.
I'm going to try to cut it.
Okay, give me a roll. This would be computers.
While this is going on, do we have the drones in the air looking for anything?
Yes. Well, I figured the drones were already probably patrolling around.
Have they found anything?
All right, you manage to cut him out of the speakers. All he gets out is, "You made me think you were an angel, and then you cut him off." He sounds very angry.
How does Stella look?
She has not dropped her microphone, but her arm's kind of gone down next to her side, and she's just kind of looking up at the speakers. You got the crowd kind of, there's murmuring in the crowd.
Kat is going to try to catch Stella's attention and get her off stage.
Yeah,
So she's
if
not-
I can look at if she likes looking up a bit, I try to wave her off. Does she have a mic? I'm sure she has like a mic system to her, correct?
Mortimer does. She is not plugged into everybody else's because he doesn't want to get distracted by any other. He wouldn't want anybody else calming her on accident and distracting her in the middle of something.
Yeah, in that case, I'd contact Mortimer, get Stella off the stage now.
Kat's gonna take a much more direct route and just flip, her mask to speakers and be like, Stella, get over here.
She looks over at you as you say that, and then you see her kind of. As she's walking, she tries to speak into the mic to reassure the crowd and realizes that ain't working, and drops it.
Just smile and wave. Smile and wave.
She smiles and waves to tell them there's a technical issue or something's up. She's gonna find out what happened. Be right back.
Does that 18 give me any insight where this connection's coming from?
You'd been checking for kind of outside connections. You have realized now that it was something already set up in the system.
Okay.
You know, he's not. It's not that he's currently hacking into the system. He already had this stuff set up. He was already hacked into their system.
Okay.
So he was already kind of past their firewall and stuff.
Can I trace that connection then with that 18?
Give me another roll for that.
Okay.
Ooh.
How's that 25 look to you?
Well, he rolled a 19 on the dice, but that is not enough to compensate for that. He's decent. He ain't as good as you. He has lucked out so far by rolling pretty good while you've rolled mediocre-ish. You start tracing where he's at. There is an auxiliary control room. Or at least, no, on the schematics you had for this place, that's what it's listed as.
Right.
That the command seemed to be coming from a workstation in there.
And said workroom, where is it?
It's backstage. Like where you've got, backstage, you got the whole open area. You've got the main control.
Does Adrian pass on this information so that we know about it?
Yes. And then this auxiliary one, it's much further back in the building. It's closer to where the basically where the stadium portion and the Civic Center kind of portion kind of meet up. Because it's the auxiliary for kind of both sections.
If Adrian passes on this information, Kat's gonna be not on comms, but to the closest security guy. Block that room. It's coming from there.
Yeah, he'll.
Yes, ma'am. And you see him immediately get on his his
He
full
will-
comms, starts giving orders.
She's
Okay.
concerned if we're on comms, he can hear us. She doesn't know what systems he's in.
Do you stop this guy when he goes to?
Yeah, she stops him. She's like, no, physically go there, talk to people verbally. Don't get on comms. We don't know what systems he's in.
Right, hacker, gotcha. And he immediately starts, kind of snapping and signaling, the security guys in the area.
Okay,
Adrian would have sent a private message to Kat because he knows she's the sneakiest one out of a lot of us. And there will be a message that'll go to Francis too because he's the closest to that area of our group. With that 25 as well, could Adrian block access? Like basically Faraday cage that room to keep any signals from getting out.
You could definitely. I don't know if the Faraday cage thing is a good analogy or not, but yes, you could try to block it. But
Okay.
before you do that, give me a perception check.
Actually, Yanni's going to head that way too.
Okay.
How far away is that room from where the stage is?
I think
Several hundred feet at least.
Okay, Yanni's in these 6-second spans of time of this happening, he's going to be double moving to that room.
And he can ignore pesky things like walls.
Yeah, he could just go straight
He
through.
goes as the crow flies.
Yep. Perception.
Except the crow
18.
have to worry about walls.
And Stella
Yeah.
is moving off stage towards us, correct?
Correct. She's not off the stage yet, but she has started moving that direction.
All right, then yeah, I'll confirm with Kat, meet up with Francis, make a move on that room. I'll stick with Stella. Hull and Jade, begin maneuvering. Stella's in a more safer location,
Okay.
but we still need motion tracking for this area. Start positioning towards our spot
Okay.
off stage.
gotcha. I do kind of have a plan Omega for the screen if he tries anything else, but it's not exactly subtle.
Plan Omegas seldom are.
Well, I think Adrian has gotten it out of the system completely.
Having said that, everybody that can see the stage, except maybe Kat, because if she was heading for the room, she'd have turned her back.
She hadn't headed yet. She was
Okay.
gonna ask him something.
Then everybody on stage, give me a perception check.
There.
Eh.
But I'm not in combat.
Neither am I.
Oh,
Turkey.
say that,
shit,
though.
it doesn't matter.
You're in that pre-contact or combat.
Okay.
He's in the zone.
I was taking command, and now I
Danru's
understand.
the only one that really notices this, as that entire big screen starts to kind of waver.
How many people are on stage?
It was her and like 16 dancers.
Oh,
Adrian,
dear.
what you notice is he's changed his tactic. Rather than trying to put some information on the screen or control the speakers, he is trying to physically control the screen's movement. Specifically, he's trying to drop it.
Okay.
He's going to try to stop that.
All right, computer. roll.
Is he actually using its propulsion?
Yes, because he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it to just drop straight. He's trying to get it to go so it drops, the most biggest area.
22.
One of the options I'm going to actually do. I'm gonna have
Well,
to-
you have not noticed
Hold
that
your
this is
horses.
wavering yet. Only Danru, as far as physically seeing it, only Danru noticed, and Adrian noticed with his, in the system that he was trying to take that over. He rolled poop. Oh, and you rolled poop too.
No, I didn't. I got a 22.
Yeah, he's black hatting right
Oh,
now.
I forgot
so he's
about
got
the black
advantage.
hatting. I forgot about the black hatting.
Yeah, I'm black hatting, so I have advantage on all of my computer rolls.
You managed to completely lock him out of the screen. You have control of the screen now.
Okay. He is going to command the screen to go dock.
Screen goes blank, and yeah, it drifts back against the wall and kind of goes up out of sight and begins plugging into the wall.
He'll send a message to our group's private channel. Said he just tried to physically take control of the screen and drop it on everybody on the stage. I took command of it. I'm sending it to Doc. Get to that room.
Have a look at.
Keep a registry of those actions.
Oh, I am. Trust me. You know I
Good, 'cause
record
when
everything.
when we talk to the Popo, we need to show them that.
Because that would
If I'm going
probably
with
be
Francis,
attempted
who's watching
murder.
Adrian.
That is attempted murder.
Francis just tosses a tarp over Adrian to hide him a little bit better and starts going towards the room.
Adrian, the hidden MGP. MVP. There we go. Not MGP.
Puts a
I'm thinking
tarp
Final
box
Fantasy.
over him.
All right,
no, no,
with Hull,
I'm gonna-
with Hull moving towards us, can Jade move towards Adrian? Because I want us to keep in groups of 2.
Yeah.
It'll be Francis, Cat, Adrian, Jade, and me and Hull.
And as also, instead of a tarp, put a cardboard box, go full Metal Gear Solid on him.
What?
Wait, time out. What?
No, I said go full Metal Gear Solid. Put Adrian in a cardboard box.
Oh, okay.
Have to really concentrate when you're talking.
Apologies.
It's no problem.
It's a problem. It's a huge problem. All right.
But yeah, since we no longer have... There's no longer a stage presence we have to be threatened of until a new one shows up.
Yeah.
But Stella is at least not there right now. We can reposition.
Make sure
Okay,
to get
so
the
now
other
how-
stage 2. Get them secured.
So several of you are
Alright.
beelining for the auxiliary control room.
The new team groups are Francis, Kat, and Yanni are all headed towards the auxiliary room.
Okay.
Jade is headed towards Adrian, and Hull is headed towards Danru.
That's a good question. Has Yanni made it to that control room yet?
As the group
Not
says.
yet. No. This has all been about 6 seconds, so it'll take him at least a
Okay.
couple of rounds.
Yeah. So he's taking another 80 feet.
All right. So Jade is running along the catwalk, to climb down backstage to be with Adrian.
Kat is very disappointed this entire time. She has not gotten to be on the catwalk.
Francis was heading across the stage.
Did you get her some sniper training?
Yanni
So many attack
has
things at a
headed
distance.
off.
Attack. Like Stealth Elf. You know you want to.
No. I don't think we can. Can we multi-class in this particular
Yeah.
flavor?
I believe so.
You can. It's in the core rulebook of what requirements you need to do each and what
It's,
proficiencies you get from it.
You know,
I'll
they,
say-
they kept it as close to 5e as possible, so most of that kind of stuff
See,
would be in
I
there.
say you don't want to sneak attack things from 500 feet away.
A block away. What the hell was that?
There was a distant coughing noise, and then somebody's head exploded.
Okay, so all right, let me get back on course. All right, so Jade is headed to Adrian. Hole was doing what now?
I was on my way to Danru's location.
Okay. Okay, so Dan Rue is basically going to stay by the stage and get Stella off, and Hole was backing him up. Okay. Where Cat and everybody else then was headed to the auxiliary control room.
Once they get there, the Cat's not gonna immediately like enter. She's gonna check for any kind of traps or anything like that.
All right. As you arrive, Yanni has already beelined into the room.
Okay.
The room
Staying
appears to be-
invisible.
The room appears to be empty. Well,
But he does
it's
have
not
those
empty of
trackers.
equipment. True, but the trackers wouldn't pick him up if he was standing still.
But does he know that Yanni's in the room?
Maybe he knows everything the GM knows.
That's cheating.
So anyway, Yanni appears in the room. He's looking around. You know, you've got the auxiliary room isn't used much, but it's got all the equipment in all the computer equipment and stuff in here. It would need to take over at any point.
Right.
Some of the computer equipment is active.
Yeah. Yeah. There'll be a message to the team, like to his team. There's Yanni's in the room with the motion trackers. Guy looks like he's obfuscated again. I'll let you know. I'll pinpoint his location the second he starts moving.
I'm checking something.
The rest of you, a round or two later, you show up.
One option you can do, have Yanni go to about maybe waist or so height for the most average person. Just go back and forth in the room.
Nope. He wants to make sure that the guy does not know that there's a personal motion tracker in that room. That's gonna be able to know exactly where he's at.
Alright, so anyway, back to the room.
All right, so the rest of you have arrived outside the room. Kat, are you going straight in, or you said you were waiting by the door?
She's gonna check the door for any kind of traps or anything like that.
Okay, give me a perception check.
15.
The door does not appear to be trapped now.
Looks over. Okay, if this guy's in here, if we open it, there's a chance he's gonna get out because he's obfuscated. Do we want to open it, get in, close it?
So
Yeah,
Yanni's
I say
in
we
the
can-
room with the tracker.
You
So-
also have several normal security guys with you at this point.
Ah. Okay, because plan A was going to be kick the door open and then fill the whole room with light.
There's electronics in there. Let's try to do as little property damage as possible. We want to get paid.
All right.
There's another message. Yanni's in there tracking the second he moves as well.
And we've got eyes in the, well, not sky, but we've got eyes.
He is flying.
Now, Adrian,
in,
you're
slam
seeing
the
everything
door.
Yanni sees, right?
He is not paying attention to what Yanni's doing. He's been giving Yanni direct commands that he has to follow.
Okay.
But Adrian's attention is making sure that nothing command-wise gets out of that auxiliary control room.
Gotcha. You are plugged into the stadium's computer system. You are focused on that.
Yeah,
Just
that's
every
where
now
his
and then
focus
you tell Yanni,
is.
go check that room. That kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, like basically the command Yanni has is go into the room, stay hidden, stay silent, and if your tracker pings anything that's moving in there, ping the exact location to the rest of the team. Those are his commands, and that's
Okay.
all that those two are going to do. Is Adrian's going to be making sure nothing command-wise gets out of that auxiliary control room, and Yanni's going to be essentially a radar dish for the party.
Back at the door, while you're certain the door has not been trapped in any way, it is locked. It requires a key card.
Looks around.
Francis has infiltration tools. Would that help?
So does Cap.
You could potentially use those to work the lock open. Yeah.
But do one of the guards have a key?
You should look around first. Anyone
You're
got
not
something
there.
to open this up?
I know. This is just
Oh, she was
metagaming
gonna ask
pigeon right
that.
now. Just cue.
All the guards basically reach for their little IDs, and one of them is just quicker than
Follow
the rest
up.
of them and swipes it.
No, wait. Follow-up question before... She, like, blocks it before you can swipe it. Follow-up question to that. Is there any way in and out of this room that a human body could fit in through, aside from this door?
No, ma'am. The ventilation in there is a tube like that. You know, it's normal
Okay.
duct.
And she, like, moves her hand, looks over at Francis. We're going in?
He swipes it. The little
Yeah.
the little light of the door goes from red to green.
Okay. Opens it up enough for her and Francis to get in, immediately pulls it closed behind her.
Cat slips in with barely cracking the door. Francis has got to crack the door a decent bit.
Pulls his tail in.
He basically just has to open the door, walk in, rotate around so his tail's not even in the shit. But he's tall enough that he takes up most of that clearance, you know. Nobody's going to slip out without plowing through him.
Yeah.
Even obfuscated, he'd have to try to crawl, and then he'd be hitting tail.
Alright. She just starts talking. Alright, if you're in here, got a couple options. We can talk like civilized people. You can run away like a coward. Or we can kill you or take you to justice. One of the three. 4.
Roll me perception checks, the two of you that are in there.
I go ahead and roll for Yanni as well.
All right, and Jason, I'm going to cut out for a second. All right.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, if we could have just had advantage.
Yeah.
But
Do you want me to go ahead and roll for Yanni?
Uh,
Or technically, or would Yanni being there acting as a radar dish give them advantage?
not for what he's actually. Oh wait, that's Patrick's killer robot, not Yanni. What
Okay,
do
I'll
you-
go ahead and roll for Yanni then. I didn't roll for.
Let's see. What is Yanni's intelligence?
Yanni's intelligence is a 4, but perception rolls on wisdom.
Yes, it's true. I'm just trying to see
Which
if
is also a 4, apparently.
Yanni.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
what it is.
You see some computer equipment going. Cat got a 15.
No, Cat got an 8. 15 was her one before.
Oh, I see now. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to give me the 15. I'll-
Yeah, you don't notice it. Like I said, some of the computer equipment's turned on. That's really all you notice. The room's got to feel like it's not used regularly. I mean, not a thick layer of dust or anything. You know, it's kept and ready to, kept up and ready to use at a moment's notice. But
It doesn't look like a popular place to be during a show.
mm-mm.
She's gonna get on the private comms and be like, if I start unplugging anything in here, is that gonna fuck you up?
They'll just be disconnecting connections there, and I'll free my attention to go elsewhere.
Gets
See.
on the private comms. Anyone got any objections if I start unplugging shit?
And that's on y'all's private comms.
Yeah, it's on the private comms.
Okay. So none of this stadium's tech dudes would be hearing this. Okay.
Yeah, right now, the stadium tech dudes are kind of her least concern, because if the guy got into here, it could be one of the stadium tech dudes.
I've got no issue.
Okay. If she doesn't hear anything in like 6 seconds, she's just gonna reach over and start looking for off buttons. And then looking for like a power strip, like, alright.
Off.
So yeah, you start unplugging stuff.
not like willy-nilly. She like doesn't like rip cords out. She just unplugs it so they can plug it back in later if they need to.
You start off unplugging the ones that are clearly turned on. When you're done, all the computer equipment is silent, except for this one data pad that is laying on one of the tables plugged into one of the workstations.
She just kind of calls out, "Yanni, take this."
Boop. Data pad's gone.
Okay, he goes over, he takes the data pad, which is, like I said, was physically plugged in, which is unusual, but Wi-Fi's gotten a lot better in the future.
Yeah. There's one thing that didn't turn off. She's just having the Yanni bot take it. Take this shiny thing.
When he unplugs it, Adrian, all attempts by this guy to get something through stop.
Alrighty. Try to get into that data pad then, and try to trace its point, considering it's being used as an intermediary.
Okay, so is Yanni bringing it back to you, or are you going to hack through it?
He's using Yanni as his own intermediary.
Okay. So give me a computer use roll. We'll try to break into it.
19.
You get in there. It was physically plugged into the stadium's network. So basically, it just showed up as another piece of equipment that belonged in the network.
Okay.
It was being remotely accessed. Basically, you imagine the guy with one data pad that was wirelessly connected to this one, like you said, as a middleman, so to speak.
Proxy.
Which, immediately lets you realize that means this guy could be anywhere.
Which is why he's tracing. Trying to trace the connection back to its point of origin from the proxy.
You can't get a real precise location, but close by. Probably somewhere else in this facility. And then, let's see. Who'd make a good creeper?
I don't know. Fran says if we have him talk funny and hunch over.
I can do it, yeah.
Let's zoom back into the stage. So by this point, Jade will be over here with Adrian. I'm going to move Francis and Kat off to the side. Hull, you are down on the stage. Or getting over close to the stage with Danru. We will use this lady here for Stella. And then we need some dancers.
Make them all the same one guy.
Well, I can't hardly get through, or I can hardly get through a session of this game without using my stick people.
About the blonde guy.
Apparently, I loves me some stick
Well,
peoples.
Pull out 7 of the blonde guy.
So they're kind of milling about like they don't know what to do. And then Mr. Colorful, not a stick person here,
Important NPC.
just sort of fades into sight. Not because he dropped his obfuscate, but because he did something that would cause it to, would cause it to drop.
Joyful.
Yeah, it's going to involve saving throws probably. Just to
Awesome.
let you know. Let's see.
Would Danru have let us know when that guy appeared so we could start booking it back?
I'm sure he will. This is all happening within the span of about a second.
Okay.
He's probably appearing as he does a thing.
There is a thing that
Yep.
is being done, yes. As soon as I find the right page. Oh, Superior Obfuscate. It does exist, huh?
Yep.
The thing we now know.
Well, I assumed
it-
before, but I did not know.
One of them things that Adrian's going to be getting late.
Ah, there we are. Anywhere
This
within
level's gonna be
150
fun.
feet.
Good. Get all kinds of power.
20 foot
Shenanigans
radius
level
sphere.
5.
That's bad.
You're gonna kill all the dancers, aren't you?
He is not facing the dancers.
Oh, even better.
Facing Stella.
Or the crowd.
That's Shrapnel Cloud. That's not what I need. Alright. Basically, the same second he fades in, he is pointing. And let me see, does it say what it looks like? Doesn't say much. Basically, between Stella, Danru, and Hull, it looks like a little black sphere appears, and then suddenly it expands.
Oh, lovely.
So, everybody of you three, because that's only a 20-foot radius, so it's not catching anybody except you three.
It's always nice.
Yes, it is.
What kind of saving throw is it?
It is a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Rolled low.
You did roll low. Oh,
I
very,
did not.
very well done. Let me see, what is his... Doop-a-doop-a-doo, channeling save DC. So, yeah. Danru does not make it. Hull makes it easily enough. Let's see. Where did I put? Where did I put Stella? Apparently I had not put her name on there, though. Alright. Well, I kind of clicked that by mistake. I usually roll the dice for them. I mean to just look at it. Alright. Ignore that. I'm going to roll the dice. Well, I probably shouldn't have.
Was that a good shouldn't have or bad shouldn't have?
It's a pretty bad shouldn't have.
Ah,
Singularity is not exactly a power for wusses. Alright, let me see if I got enough d6s for this.
That's not a good.
Oh,
Let's
that's
not lead with that.
Oh.
It's going to kill Stella.
I don't know.
Are you mad at us?
Little bit.
it's it's basically Fireball.
We liked Mom better.
Well, luckily 4 of the dice came up 1, so people will probably live.
That is
Only
usually the
16 points of
preference.
damage. That's not too bad.
Okay. That man just took half my HP.
In a round.
Yeah,
Let's end him.
in a round.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta see. Let's see. Where is that point cost at? Go ahead and give me initiative rolls at this point.
Everyone or just the ones on stage?
Everyone, I suppose, because the rest of you are going to have to be kind of beelining back.
Okay, let me know when you have the initiative tracker and it will roll.
Oh, sorry, I should have put that up as soon as I said something. Alright, nobody do nothing yet. Let me clear it, because it's got a...
Me and Francis just rolled.
Yeah.
So I think you would only have to add Dan Roos.
Alright.
Oh, sorry. I guess I should have clicked on my icon as I did that. That's my bad, dog.
I think if you right-click your own icon, you can add a turn.
Maybe able to. Alright, what did Danny roll?
16 total.
Okay. Hull get an 8.
So we have 19, 18, 17, 16, and me, the outliner.
Oh, let me roll for Stella. Hell, that's not good.
Hey, Adrian, you might want to add Yanni as a separate roll or click on his icon because it just overrode your...
You had like a... You had a 15.
18 and it went to 12.
So I had him on there at some point.
Yeah, he had his own character sheet, I thought.
You
Oh,
might
he
just
has no
have-
character sheet. Yeah, I thought I had him on the map too.
I think he got moved.
Yeah, when I moved him over to the side, he disappeared. I forgot about that. I'm not sure what I did.
Changed that back to a 12. That's what it was at.
Yeah, yeah.
He's on the list now.
Oh, yes, and I need to put the baddie. The baddie gets a turn.
He is over
Patty.
here. Them.
Patty McPadston.
Oh, wait, I think he was over here. There we go. And what is his initiatives? +3. Descending. Alright, the top of the order is Francis. I assume that you are beelining back to the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what class? Alright, that's what I thought.
I will be right back, but for Kat's turn, she will also be beelining back to the stage.
Yeah, y'all will have a couple of rounds of having to
Running like
move.
maniacs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, let me find the melder. Alright, there's channeling. Because melders have points they spend. And each ability has a cost associated with it. But I don't know where that chart is. Alright. Maximum talent.
Okay, so you said this guy was a melder?
Yes.
What level is he? It's actually in the melder's spell. Oh, you're talking about points per spell or something like that, correct?
Right, right.
Okay.
Talent.
Because you have talent points. It's actually listed on the actual character chart.
Yeah, well, that's how many. I've got how many points he has, but not how much per. And how much it costs per power. I thought there was another chart somewhere that said that.
Is it listed on the spells?
That may very well be it. It may be on the individual spells.
Okay.
That is sounding pretty familiar. I had this read over and ready last week, but
Okay, there's Singularity is a rank 3 Kinesis talent. I'm looking at it now. I do not see one, actually. So, poop manners. Huh.
yeah, it said it was listed on the Melder table, but I'm not seeing where the cost is listed. Alright. The Melder table shows the number of talent points you have to use. These points represent personal energy. Each talent has a rank and a point cost associated with it. If you do not have enough points, maybe you just pay the number of points that the rank is or something. I don't know. Seems like it should say somewhere a little bit easier to find.
What level is he at? As a melder?
I'm not telling you what level your enemy is.
Well, I can help you figure it out.
Singularity is a rank 3 power, which is what... Like I said, I know how many points he has to spend. I don't know how much the individual powers cost when he does them, though. Maximum talent rank of 3. Melder powers. Oh, there it is. Talent point cost. It's over there right in front of before the powers actually start up. Alright. That's probably why I had that bookmark there. Alright, so I said that was a second rank power.
Rank 3.
I believe.
Rank 3. Alright. Alright, so the power cost for that power is 5. So let me put in his total talent points on his POG. Minus 5. Put in his hit points. Minus nothing so far. Alright. that's right. The Melders work a lot like the Mystics in 5e. All right. So top of the order is Francis. Francis was running.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming double moving or even is sprinting still a thing in this one? Oh, well.
I think it's just double moving.
Yeah, I think it's just double moving now.
Action and bonus action, everything.
Adrian, what are you doing?
Good question. He is gonna wake up, get the tarp off. Is there any place for him to feasibly hide?
Well, you're behind the stage wall now, so nobody on stage can see you.
Okay.
Like, basically imagine... Yeah, I don't know how well you can see that line I'm drawing, but... Basically imagine there's like a line right through here.
And I have seen him start trying to inflict physical harm on people.
Yes, you have seen him use an Esper ability to attack 3 people.
Okay.
He's clearly damaged Hull and Danru. It actually knocked Stella off her feet.
Okay.
Even with a 20 it hit Hull? Or did he only get half?
Half damage.
Okay.
How
Okay.
much damage again?
It was 16, so you took 8.
Okay.
I'm going to use my last power slot to hit him with Symbiont Mark.
Okay.
Give him disadvantage on dexterity.
So basically you're peeking around the wall right there where you can see him.
Yeah. And I'm going to Sprite Beam him.
Oh, there's Curious Crafts.
Right
Right
on.
on cue.
Hello.
Right as the fight begins.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, thanks for coming. They
Hey guys, though.
they just now get into a fight with the creepy stalker guy.
I'm half dead from a tiny black hole.
Yeah, well. And he did manage to lure half the party to the other side of the building, so at least he's a competent creeper.
Only 2/3 of them. Or 1/3 of them. I can math.
Can you math?
Not in the least.
I'll ignore the fact you didn't consider Yanni part of the team.
Okay,
Yanni
he
is a
managed
class
to-
feature. Yanni is a class feature.
Managed to lure 1/3 of the team and the heart of the team.
And
What
the pop
Jim
star,
was there? What?
And the pop star you're supposed to be protecting is, in very bad shape.
It should
But
be
Fine.
my
It's a helicopter going over, apparently. That's
weird.
Yeah. I rolled a 1, so that didn't do a damn thing.
Well, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, let me move all 3 of you guys down just a notch since I put that wall there. All right, there we go. All right, Sam. What did Symbiote Mark do? It makes it easier for other people to hit him, basically.
No, it gives him disadvantage on dexterity checks and saves.
Okay.
And then it also gives me an extra d6 of psychic damage per hit, but then I proceeded to miss. So.
I was about to ask how you knew for sure you'd missed, and then I saw what you rolled, so yeah.
Yeah.
There is kind of that. Alright, Kat, I'm assuming you're right there with Francis double moving.
All in but as soon as she gets close enough, though, she's not going to go completely onto the stage. She's going to try and use, like, if she can, doorway for cover for sneak attack.
What was that again?
She's not gonna go like completely, all the way out on the stage. If she can, she's gonna use the doorway for cover for sneak attack.
Okay. Well, it's gonna take you a couple of rounds to get back.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Oh, then it's the creeper's turn. Yay!
Don't even know this guy, but no, it's Cedric. Fucking Cedric.
Cedric's the worst.
Die in a maze by killed by the Dark Lord, and this is what happens to you.
Let's see.
It was the Hufflepuff's year.
Yeah, and then that happens.
All right.
Had water.
He wants to do something about the protection she seems to have. Alright, I need everybody in that same 20-foot sphere that, just got attacked to give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh.
Come on, guys. You're charismatic, right?
9. 19.
Alright, and
Charismatic
Stella.
enough. I would hope she has a high charisma score.
Oh, she's conscious?
Yeah, she's struggling to
Good
get to
for
her
her.
feet, but yeah.
One hit point's conscious.
Yeah, 1 hit point's conscious. Half a hit point, whatever. She's a very experienced performer.
Totally used to taking small
Alright,
black
so
pills.
everybody makes the
Things.
save, so...
no.
You feel this wave kind of wash over you, kind of in a, mentally or emotionally. For just a second, you wonder why you even care about what's going on. You don't know her. What does it really matter? And then you realize, oh yeah, he's about to kill her in front of a, stadium full of teenagers. That's probably a bad thing. And you kind of snap out of it.
Always fun to question the universe and then realize, oh, I just don't want people to be dicks.
Wheaton's Law, or Rule, or whatever it was. Alright. So next up is Danru. So that was a 2-point power he used.
Alright. Danru's gonna do a good old-fashioned self-heal.
I don't know. Stella is clearly in worse shape than you are. I'm just saying. Just putting that out there.
I think you can make Hall heal you.
Stella goes on a 5. Is Stella affected by this thing?
No, she made the save too.
Then I will tell Stella, get to a safe distance. I will hold him here best I can.
Yeah, okay. And she starts... She's clearly hurting, but she starts scrambling to her feet.
And yeah, let me scroll down and get my number real quick.
Okay. Oh yeah, you've got like so many points, you don't have to roll for it, do you?
Right. I'll just
Like
go ahead
hands.
and regen force 15 points.
Okay, that'll get you back almost everything you lost.
Yep. And And then,
Oh, he knocked me down halfway, and now I'm better.
yep. And now shield out. I'm charging at him.
Alright.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, you get to like there.
Then it's Yanni's turn.
Yanni, Ree. Okay.
Alright, so double moving, Yanni makes it back to the stage this round. But that is essentially his action.
Well, no, he can get here.
No, y'all are over to the side just to show that you're not on the stage anymore.
Oh,
It's taking
okay.
you multiple rounds to get there.
Alrighty.
Yanni Yanni shows up this round because he can move so much faster and straight through the walls.
Yeah.
But it was still him double moving to get here for 2 rounds or whatever.
Okay.
So you can place him on the stage somewhere. And he can be, visible or invisible or whatever.
Boop.
Alright, Patrick, it is Hull's go. What is Hull going to do?
Lots of civilians, so Hull will interpose between. Essentially, I'm trying to position ourselves in a way where I was here. 5, 15, 20. Essentially, I'm trying to figure out a good way for him to divide fire if he has to. I'll tell you what, Alex will move up here. This way to be able to actually shoot me, he'd have to shoot more or less at the back.
Okay. If you would, move yourself just below the purple line.
Okay, that's the...
I should have picked a color that showed up better. But purple's kind of the default.
Gotcha. And also, I will cast...
Manifest.
Correct. I will manifest my assault drone. And at that distance, the assault drone should be able to engage him.
Alright.
Where?
I didn't quite make out that last thing. You said at that range, what now?
The assault drone should be able to engage him.
Okay. You can go ahead and drop the mini for Patrick's Killbot. There we go.
And let me pull up Page
Let's see.
Killbot on.
And it can make an attack roll the round you summon it?
Correct.
Okay. That's right. It's like the flying sword spell thing, kind of.
Yeah. What page is this? On. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so it makes an attack. Just read it.
Let's see, what is his AC? Oh, his AC is decent.
Okay, it's basically what my. Okay, I see it now. Alright. For him, that should be.
Alright, I believe that is a hit.
Alright. And what's the. Okay.
So how much damage do you do?
That'd be way too much damage. 7 points of damage.
And this thing, is it shooting him or does it do like a melee attack?
It's basically a plasma torch drone.
Okay.
Essentially, that glowing dot is more or less the fire shooting at it.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, as you launch a small plasma cutter drone that you can control within range, lasts the duration until your power is used again. For a second, this power on a melee forging attack against a creature within 5 feet of the drone.
Okay.
And it does.
So you just burn the crap out of him.
Yeah.
He screams. He's clearly unhappy.
Oh,
The little-
poor baby.
The little bitty angel version of Stella that is his bonded familiar pops into existence next to your kill drone, and it is like, you know, it's like she's just chastising it. Not, you know, actually doing anything, because his is not combat, you know, is not combat usable like Yanni. Creeper's just got the baseline version. Alright, then it is Stella's turn. As she runs off, she calls over her shoulder, telling Danru to kick his ass. And then she is off stage. You know, around behind the stage wall. This is also when the rest of the dancers will move, as well as the thousands of fans in attendance.
Oh boy.
Needless to say, there is a stampede for the doors. Some of the dancers run to the edge of the stage and jump down to escape with the crowd. 5, 10, 25, 30. If they double move, you know, all of them are hidden. You know, off stage, away from all these Esper powers going off and people appearing out of nowhere. And attack drones showing up. You dread to think of how many people are going to be, you know, basically stampeded trying to get out of this place. One of the facility guys has gotten over the speaker system and is trying to help people to remain calm, to, you know, leave in an orderly fashion, but it's not having any effect. Top of the order, Francis.
Still running.
All right. This round, you get to the edge, you know, full movement, basically, double movement, whatever. You manage to get to the edge of the stage. You know, you see Stella, she's hurt. She has gotten behind the stage wall, so, you know, nobody on the stage can see her. Some of the regular security guys that are running behind you form up around her.
Francis yells at the security guys, "Get her out of here now!"
We're on it. Adrian, you're up. What was that, Sarah?
Big creepy lizard guy yelling.
He's gonna try to fire again with the sprite beam.
Okay.
How's a 17 strike?
It strikes him,
Okay.
but only barely.
For 4 damage.
All right, impressive, impressive. Cat, much like Francis, you just make it up on stage.
Okay, 1 second, let's see how close. Oh, but she's close enough. She is going to take a shot at him. And it's a 12, which probably does not hit.
No, a 12 does not hit.
Well, dang.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. When I said You got to the edge of the stage. That was your full movement. That
Oh,
would have
okay.
been all you did on that round. I'm sorry.
Good thing she missed.
And then it's his go. Now, Patrick, when you summon that drone, is it targetable? Is it like a creature, or is it just a manifestation of your powers and kind of like that spiritual weapon a cleric summons?
It shows that it is. Nowhere does it say it's actually targetable.
Okay.
Activation bonus round, duration 1 minute.
All right. So it has no hit points or anything like that. Okay.
No, it does not.
Let's see what flaming discs do.
That doesn't sound like a fun time, though.
It sounds like an extremely fun time.
Nah.
All right. All right. Requires a channeling attack. Okay. He steps back. He brings up his hands. 3 spinning discs that look, they're made of flame, appear over his head. Let's see. Yanni's not visible, correct?
Correct.
Alright, he has not noticed Adrian. So one of the discs he sends spinning at Hole. Another one he sends spinning at Danru. And the third one, Francis is pretty intimidating looking. He'll send one of them at Francis. So he has to make channeling attack, basically, like a spell attack in regular 5e. So the first one I'll roll is against Hull. Does a 24 hit you, Hull?
I believe so.
Okay. And that was again with the D6s. So many D6s. 12 points of damage.
That ain't how.
If it makes you feel any better, that was max damage.
No.
Alright, Danru. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
And finally, Francis. Does a 25 hit you?
You know it does. You know it.
I'm just asking to be polite.
He wants to hear the life drain out of your voice.
5 points of damage.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Nah, I didn't roll too good on that one.
You rolled great. What are you talking about?
Nah, I rolled great for Patrick. That's what I rolled great for. Danru, you're up.
As
Oh.
Danru walks up to this man face to face.
Yeah, the man should probably have been backpedaling. Oh well.
Too late now.
But right now, he is confident in the righteousness of his vengeance quest. I don't know. Who knows what the crazy thinks of?
So has she actually done anything? Speaking to the man, has she done anything evil other than dress trashy and sleep with someone?
Let's see. How would he put it? She's a temptress. I dedicated my life to her, and she put me in jail. And then I found out. And then I found out she's a whore. He seems very upset.
That it?
Isn't it enough?
He catches my hands. I throw him straight fist into his face.
You just punch him in his face.
I'm going to beat this man unconscious with my fists. Fuck him.
Give me a roll.
Might I suggest something you have a better chance than fists with?
What is the roll for punching someone with your straight fist?
An unarmed strike. It's, I think, a d20 plus strength modifier?
Strength, yeah.
So it
You would be
basically
proficient
just-
with it, though, wouldn't you? No?
I don't think so. I don't think unless you've taken like an unarmed feat or a class that has an unarmed.
Alright, you form your power around your fists. Basically, it's like your fists are your spear.
I think
Hold on.
just
If it's
very-
gonna be at a disadvantage, then I guess I'll go ahead and just. As unfortunate as it is, I guess I'll just pop a spear and hit him with it.
Cinematically, it's not what you wanted to do, though.
No, I was really hoping to throw some cool jazz in there, but oh well.
You could punch him once we get him like tied up or
So
dead.
I'll be using
Almost
an
did.
infused strike if it hits.
Okay.
It will not hit.
No, that would not hit.
It's a poo-poo roll.
Unarmed combat, 178. I just want an answer to that question.
Pretty sure it's like plus your strength modifier. I think that's what it is in 5e, so I think it would be close.
Yeah, more than most likely.
Why am I never allowed to hit the bad people?
You've got to perceive things when we're in combat.
You are automatically proficient with your unarmed strikes.
It would still just be like your strength, though, 20 plus, a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Plus plus his proficiency.
Really? Okay.
You are automatically proficient with your unarmed strikes.
Yeah, so it would have been the exact same roll.
Yeah, you still
The
have
damage
Still
was
hit him.
different.
now the damage is only 1 plus your strength modifier, so you're not going to do a whole lot of damage with that. But
Yeah. Well, I think I could. Oh no, I have to be using a weapon with weapon link to infuse it. So okay.
We need
But
to
yeah,
get you
he
a
scrambles
spear.
back like a man that's used to people trying to punch him.
We need to get you a spear that has a fist on the end of it.
Uh-huh. Knight's Tale. Okay.
Yanni.
Yanni.
By the way, his motion sensors are picking up all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Stella's still back there.
Yeah, she is behind the wall.
Yanni is going to go float over here and basically keep itself between the man and Stella again in case he fires something directly at her. He'll get in the way. And that'll be it.
Alright, Hole, you're up.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll move this way. Actually, here, 1, 2, 3. Uh-huh. Or I could do this. Yeah, that's probably a better move. And I will blast. Well, 2 things happen.
Okay.
Technically 3. Alright, first things first, I will use Laser Blast on this rather degenerate gentleman. And it's just basically a shooting attack, more or less.
Yes, yes.
That gets a 14, doesn't hit him.
A 14 does not hit.
Alright. However, then I can still use my regular drone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also probably does not hit.
A 9 does not hit.
And also, since I made an attack against him, my coordinated strike is one of my drones fly in and zaps him.
That's right. You have a little swarm of
I have rolled considerably. You can watch the downward spiral.
You started off kind of low, and then it just went down to embarrassing. Oh well, get him out now, early in the fight.
Yeah.
Alright, and Stella makes it off the map. Yeah, followed by most of the dancers. These have managed to hop down, and they're running with the crowd. And thus they become part of the crowd. Francis, you're up.
Francis is going to advance and take a shot at him with this heavy pistol. And it's going to specifically be a flash burst. It's one of my class abilities. Upon a successful hit from a melee or ranged attack, you can unleash a burst of energy upon your target. So let's see if I actually hit.
Alright, so Francis is putting his Esper abilities into this.
Indeed. Never mind.
That's a miss. As your shot goes past him and out into the crowd.
That's part of the reason why I specifically maneuvered myself to where I wouldn't be firing into the crowd.
Are you firing projectiles or an energy weapon?
It's an energy weapon.
It's a projectile until it actually hits.
Okay.
Then it turns into an energy.
It's a projectile, but when it hits, there's a burst of this extra energy.
Yeah, whenever I use that power.
It'd be like Gambit charging a bullet and shooting somebody with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrifying.
It is.
You should have seen him throw a can of beans at somebody. The can exploded, and each individual bean flew out and exploded.
That's also horrifying.
He realized he'd been messing up by carrying cards all this time. But so yeah, you see your bullet. Now you don't put the energy into it unless it is a hit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it shoots off into the crowd. You don't see anybody fall down, but you also don't see a chair explode or anything. Even as, nice as that would have been. As cinematic as that would have been, I should say. Adrian.
More sprite beamage. $21.
Now that's a hit. Roll me some damage.
For 10 damage.
Yeah, 10's not bad. And he's starting to look a little rough. He can dish out damage, but he can't really take it much better than you guys. Alright, Cat.
He is going to take a shot at him.
Okay.
Heavy pistol. 17.
I believe that is exactly what you need to hit.
Okay. She'll also take the death strike too. Do the heavy pistol damage first. 5 piercing. Plus 8 piercing. 13 all day.
Alright, he is staggering under all this assault. He doesn't look there's much fight left in him.
And she'll come over the comms at this point, like including Mortimer in this. Do you want him dead or do you want him captured? We need to know now.
I mean,
Mortimer.
Him being
He legally can't say.
Well, arrested is fine, but don't put yourselves in any danger to do it.
Punch him. Get that
All right.
cinematic.
It's his go.
Don't let him.
Let's see. He saw her run around the edges. You just shot him from over there close to the edge. What is probably going to be his last action? Yeah, you know, Singularity was a whole lot of fun. Let's do that again. As he rears back with his hand, kind of makes a throwing gesture. At the top of his voice, he's just screaming, Stella!
Cat on a hot tin roof.
Yeah. And it goes off right about here, so Stella has moved far enough away from the edge there that even if it got through the wall, it's not going to get her. However, Yanni and Kat are going to need to give
Yanni's gone. Yanni's gone. I can tell you that one right now.
Yeah,
That's right, he
has
was
like
following
one
Stella,
hit
wasn't he?
point.
No, I'm saying like, I mean, I can roll Dex, right, Dex?
Hmm.
But let's see.
Yanni has has the hit point of a kitten.
He has 11 HP.
He could
'Cause he is a
potentially live if I rolled very, very low.
Yeah, I will say there's the potential of him living.
Leave him on there for giggles. I'll roll a dex as well.
I mean, what's the worst that happens if he dies? You have Yanni
Adrian
too.
just summons him back. Because if he doesn't die, he just sort of poofs off into another dimension, and then Adrian can just call him back.
Alright, ooh, and Kat got a 12?
Yeah,
That's
we're not level 5 yet.
That's not good.
I know.
I mean, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, you needed a 14, but other than that, it's fine. Alright, how much of an ouchie is this going to be?
Please, not maximum ouchie.
Not quite. Let's see, it's a maximum on those two dice, almost on that one, minimum on these three, middle of the road on this one. 12, 18, 24 points of damage.
Yeah, Yanni's gone.
I'm fine. Really, I'm fine.
Are you fine?
As far as everyone knows at this second, she's fine. Single digits, she's fine.
Alright, she's still standing.
Yeah. She recommends we end this quickly before something else punches her in the face.
Anything short of making death saves is fine.
1 hit point is fine.
Is it literally 1 hit point?
Not quite.
Okay. I was going to be impressed with myself if it was literally 1 hit point.
Nah, she's at like 4.
Danru is now angry.
You wouldn't like Danru when he's angry.
Danru, look at the man. Your fight's with me. Shield goes back, halberd comes out, full swing, going for the decapitation.
Wow.
That's gonna get us on the evening news. Remember the discussion we had about the evening news?
The man just shot 2 black holes at people. He's while screaming someone's name.
Danru's gone full Papa Bear.
At least he's wearing somebody else's face while doing this.
Ooh!
And it will be an
Oh.
infused strike.
Oh my!
Ow!
Yes, yes. I
I
think Mr. George Takei said it best. Oh my.
Going left to right, swinging for the fences,
my.
so the head doesn't go into the crowd.
Yeah, let's keep that. Let's
Think
keep it out of the crowd.
souvenir. This little 8-year-old trying to auction it off on eBay the next day.
I would hope the police would be quick enough to catch the head.
Okay.
Maybe not figuratively, but like.
Okay, but on the crit, he doesn't get decapitated. You see Danru fly past him.
Alright.
He stands still for a second, and then he
Oh, whoops,
explodes.
sorry. That's not how you roll that.
No.
That's how you do that.
Plus your
And then you're
nature
infused.
Right, which I still need to, let's see here.
because you double that too with that.
Yeah, which will be 2d8. So let me roll that up. Oh, wait. Yeah, 2d8, because I only have second level.
7 and that 9 is
17. No, then it doubled the dice, so it's right.
Oh, okay.
19. So,
No, he did
Yeah,
not double the
19
dice
plus
because he
14.
rolled the glaive again by mistake.
Ah,
So
If
it
you
was
do-
not. So it was not rolling the. He made another attack roll by mistake, and then he clicked the damage on that one.
I mean, it still doubles the dice. It rolled a 9 and then a 1.
Let's see. Roll. It
can
says it
hover
roll.
right
It says it
over
was
it.
rolling 1d10 plus 2 strength.
If you
it rolled
Oh,
2d10.
okay. I see what it's doing now. I see
Yeah.
what it's doing. Okay.
if you hover over each number, it
Yeah,
says
each number
D10.
separately. Okay, I see. You're right. All right. Not that it really
So it's
matters
just-
at this point. Either way is
So it's
enough.
just
He's-
24.
No, it doubles the dice. It doesn't double the number.
So it's 10. It's 17. He was sitting there in single digits, so it don't really matter.
All right. And Danru will then immediately also, pull out some cloth, cover the body. Get the head, cover the head.
Okay,
Pulls
so
it out of his sleeve.
while you were fighting, was your face still where you had set it, or did it default back to normal?
I had not been knocked unconscious, so the face would still be
Okay, so you do not look like Danru running out there.
correct.
I mean, if somebody saw you, it's like, well, that guy's wearing the same armor as that decapitated guy. Huh.
Yeah, they'll probably go, it's a Kesh. Because they have the same face, or a bunch of surgery. One or the other.
But anyway, yes. You come out. His head goes arcing. Francis, you've seen a lot of rough stuff in your line of work. You don't think you've ever actually seen a decapitation before.
Ah. So that's what that looks like.
Especially with, and I quote, cosmic energy erupting from the target.
on the plus side, the wound would be cauterized, so it's not really so much. There isn't really
Right,
a
it's not
splatter.
blood splattering everywhere at least.
I mean, there's a little bit, because,
While
Yeah.
this is happening, Kat's gonna come over the comms. Could you put that jumbotron facing the audience so we have a wall to block this to Adrian?
Danner will also hit the calm to Mortimer. I apologize. I have got a little heated there.
Target has been dealt with.
So, what do you mean that? Oh my god.
He started screaming Stella's name and shooting, gravity holes and almost killed a teammate. I needed to end it quickly.
I mean, Mortimer kind of shakes himself. Well, you can't see what he's doing. He pauses for a second. Oh no, I'm not questioning the, what do they call it? Righteous
Efficiency?
killing your business. I mean, clearly this man was trying to kill people. Just, that's horrible. Oh,
Is it really?
all those
though?
teenagers.
They were running.
Yeah, hopefully
fair.
they were running away and most of them wouldn't see it.
Kat's inwardly thinking, this is gonna have her numbers going through the roof. Quiet, more.
People are gonna watch a shitload of this.
It's not really the image they're going. Decapitations is not the image they're going for with her.
Oh yeah, I completely understand.
But still, there's gonna be a lot of ticket sales after this.
But Mortimer quickly starts, shouting orders, and they do get tarps out there to cover the body fairly quickly.
Dan will now run to Kat.
Kat
And
is
use a
standing up.
mend.
She looks fine. She's just leaning against something casually, I'm great.
Yeah,
How's
her
everyone?
clothing tells a different story.
Fine, guys. This is fine.
Yeah.
I'm better now.
Heal up about 14 points of health.
I'm fine.
Over the comms, Mortimer has wandered out on the stage. He is trying very much not to look at the direction of the body. He's been cool and collective the entire time you've really talked to him. This has got him shaken, though. This is outside of what he's familiar with.
Yes, this is very much outside of his job and very much in our wheelhouse.
How much damage? How much mental damage does a witnessing cosmic eruption do? I don't think it would do any damage. How do you pronounce that name? Enchoku? He's here all the time, and I don't know how to say the name. He was asking about mental damage from seeing that go down, though. I think it'd be more of a wisdom save or be sickened kind of thing.
Nah, the cosmic energy.
It would
A
be
lot of
wisdom
Escorts have
save not
cosmic
to be
energy.
out, but then a Constitution save did not hurl.
Yeah, maybe it would be Constitution. Though the sanity check idea is not bad either. But, they get over the PA. They're announcing that it's safe. It's hard to tell. Maybe the crowd's calming down a little bit as everything is over. Everybody is still leaving as quickly as they can.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna be like, we're just gonna squeegee off the stage, guys, and continue this.
But there have been no casualties.
Except for that one
Except for
guy.
one.
That doesn't count as a casualty because they were an enemy force.
Show must go on.
Just a target.
One sick monkey don't stop no show. And this guy was one sick monkey. Alright. So Mortimer's on there. Y'all are all on stage. Jade had dropped back. When she saw Stella come around, had dropped back with Stella. Over the comm, she asked Danru to come back. Because she knows you do the healing thing. She tells you, Stella's kind of hurting. It's not life-threatening, but, if everybody out there is fine. She could probably use your attention back here.
Yeah, Denver will go to heal. Francis, stick with Kat. Make sure she's okay.
I'm fine.
Not a problem. Yeah, I'm sure.
Adrian, you
Kat
saw
helps,
Kat.
I'm good.
You saw Kat take a black hole to the face.
Yeah, also,
Okay.
Dan will also go, Hull, Mortimer will most likely have questions. Stick with them. And then Dan will head off.
You passed Jade. Jade is headed back to the stage. She goes by to check on Francis. What are you rolling still?
I'm
for?
fine.
Kat was just gonna be like, no, I'm gone. I'm not gonna be Mother Tend.
What?
You can't really
she was-
stealth like that when everybody's right there on you. Oh, are you
I
okay?
know.
Are you okay?
I was being a smartass.
Suddenly she just kind of goes, "Didn't you vanish?" And there's a puff of smoke and she's gone.
What's that over there?
Smoke bomb and throws up confetti by accident. Ah, shit.
We gotta get that
Oh,
check.
look, another stalker. And when everyone goes, "Huh?" She takes off.
That little angel-looking thing.
So anyway, you're all, talking about what's happening. You see paramedics, that were already on hand because you have those anytime there's a big event. They're going through the stadium. They're helping people that got trampled a little bit. From where you're standing, you don't see anything that looks like a fatality yet, so that's good at least. Though some people, were definitely injured in the mad dash to get out of here. Let's see. They bring up all, where the lights had been done up just for the show. Folks, they bring up all the lights, so everything's well lit now. Or you hear one of the security guys over the comms, the police are on their way. There are already some kind of working the traffic outside. But they've got more of your detective, more of your crime scene guys on their way.
Also, I'd like to, just as a quick notification, Danru is back to looking like Danru.
Okay.
I'm not going to walk up to Stella looking like her stalker.
Well, you said you were looking like a random guy, I thought.
Yeah, but I just meant it'll be Danru.
Okay.
100%.
Let's see. The news crews have been filming this entire time. Though, depending on local law, you don't know how much of that in-fight they're going to be able to show.
See tomorrow.
As he was cleft in twain.
It will take the police a little while to get in past the crowd. Mortimer shouting orders. He goes to say something to Stella, because she had the earbud that only him and a couple of other people in their crew had access to. While she was on stage. And then he taps it again and says something. I think this thing's on the fritz. Great, that's the last thing I need on top of all this.
What's happening again?
He was trying to talk to Stella on his comm and he can't get through apparently. He starts walking back there to go find her.
Oh no.
And then he starts talking to some of the security guys. And the ones there on stage he can contact. The ones further back he can't seem to.
Oh dear.
What you doing?
Adrian's gonna follow him.
Yep. Francis still has his gun out.
I'm already back there, aren't I?
Yeah, you're already back there.
Ah, dang.
Alright, so you all go running in, head back, following Jay, because Jay knew where she was at. Basically, they were in a hallway headed to the Civic Center area. And stopped when they got the all clear. They stopped in this little break room when they got the all clear. And that's when Jade called Danru back there. As you get back there, you see all the normal security guards are just laid out on the floor.
Shit.
Stella is laid out on the floor.
Oh no.
You see no sign of Danru.
Quit.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. A quick check of pulses. Stella's still alive. Still pretty injured, but she's still alive. The security guys are still alive. Something just seems to have kind of, shut them down.
Cat will immediately come over her comms, lock this place down. Something has neutralized and absconded with one of our team, as well as rendered Stella and her security unconscious.
You can't seem to get a signal to go through.
She will go back to the stage where our signal was going through.
Okay. What are the
She
rest
was
of you
probably
going to
towards the back because she was fucked up.
What are the rest of you?
I'll apparently get kidnapped.
Yeah, you don't get a choice.
Okay.
You're kidnapped, apparently.
I'm using my prime abilities. I'm stabilizing everybody.
Adrian, since he knows Danru's communication area, he said no connection can make it through here.
Right, it's like something is jamming signals through here.
Right. He is going to use his last power slot then. Activate his remote connection power, which lets him just go right through all forms of jamming. And he's going to connect to Danru's suit and everything.
Okay. Or his comm unit.
Yeah.
Alright, are you trying to talk to him, or?
He's listening.
You hear the sound of... First you hear the sound, it sounds like a lot of boots on steps.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by a door opening
And,
And
the
then where
lightning.
the weather report had been calling for some storms today. Not that it really mattered. The stadium's completely indoor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hear boots on steps, a door bang open, and then you hear the weather outside.
Who all is by Adrian right now?
Cat back towards
Cat
the
had headed
stage.
back to the stage. Hole was basically going around making sure everybody was stable.
So who's not busy by Adrian right now?
Francis.
And Jade.
He'll turn to Francis and Jade. He has the mic connection to Danru muted, so nothing will come through from his end.
Mm-hmm.
He'll turn to Francis and Jade and said, "He's been taken outside. I'm pretty sure he'll be hard to miss."
All right, and he slaps Jade on the shoulder. Let's go, and just both of them bolt towards the nearest exit.
Okay. This is back towards the Civic Center side, so
About to say, as they leave, he'll say, "One of you head for the roof."
Or both of you. Coo, don't break up. Metagaming pigeon.
No metagaming. We shoot those kind of pigeons around here. All right, Francis, are you heading straight outside, or are you gonna go upstairs, or are you gonna go up to the roof?
Go up the stairs first.
Okay. In that case, Jade will head just straight outside.
Yeah.
Give me a con save as you're running upstairs.
Ah, come on.
You're very out of shape. Obviously, you can't handle your drink. You can't run for nothing.
I'm proficient in Constitution. Come on.
I'm just saying you're not impressed. Clearly, you've been taking it too easy while you've been on the roustabout, lounging around while they travel. They'll get some workout equipment for you.
You're fitting Danru's description of being too playful.
Made of ice cream sandwiches.
Add.
So finally, you get to the door of the roof, you kick it open, you're sitting there. Rain's coming down, lightning's flashing. There is a ship beginning to lift off from the roof.
Oh, screw that.
The rear gangplank, and I say a ship, it's not like a full-size spaceship, but
Inter-atmosphere,
Yeah.
not space.
But it's got a big back gangplank. As it's rising, you can see some guys strapping an unconscious Danru to a wall. Give me a perception check.
And roll.
Roll better than your constitution.
All right.
Almost better.
It's better.
Better than half. It's better than half.
The man standing in the man. There's a man standing at the gangplank. He's looking down at you. He's backlit. You can't really make out his face. And then there's one of those sudden bursts of lightning, as seen in the picture. And you realize you've seen that. You get a good view of him then, and you realize you've seen this man before. Human, I believe.
Yes.
Oh yeah, y'all talked to him. You talked to him. You talked to the police.
They're the scientists, aren't they?
They're the what now?
It's
That's
the
fine.
one.
The scientist who's actually one of the...
Oh, the destroyer? No.
It's the
Okay.
dude that we talked to in the television studio, isn't it?
No.
It's Cedric.
Is it
No,
the
Cedric,
Interpol guy?
Cedric dead. I ain't gonna, no spoilers there. Cedric dead. What was
It's
that?
the manager.
No, he's out on the stage. What was that?
Is it the Interpol guy?
No. All right.
Okay.
That's enough
Is
guessing. That's enough guessing. Well, I
Is it
think
Jim?
that Eric hasn't taken a guess yet. What was your guess gonna be?
Mortimer.
No, that's the manager.
That was
guy.
the
He's out
man-
there.
Okay.
No.
I am
Oh, go ahead, Patrick.
the archaeologist. What's his name again?
Achille?
Achille?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's not somebody you're that familiar with. You've talked to this guy on the radio once and met him once in person. You remember when you entered this system, you had a ship attack you from behind. And, you disabled it. The ship in front of you took a pot shot at you, claiming that they thought they were being attacked. Afterward, the captain was very apologetic. Nobody had been manning their sensors. They didn't quite know what was going on. Once you got to a station, he met in person. Both of you met you met in person with the police. Full report. Again, the captain was very apologetic. It was all a misunderstanding. Yeah, it's that captain.
Is this the same ship?
No, it's an inter-atmospheric.
No, this is just an atmospheric ship that they're.
Okay.
Or maybe, rather than thinking of a full-size ship like the roustabout, think of this thing as kind of like the runabouts they'd use in Deep Space Nine, or maybe one of the shuttlecrafts from Next Generation. It's kind of that size.
Probably shuttlecraft. Runabouts are pretty big.
I'll say next time we meet them's going to be fun because Adrian has had has had connection to their ship, so he can get into it.
But anyway, you see that in the flash of lightning, that thing closes, and this little shuttle takes off.
Shit.
And that's where we will wrap for the day, because it is 9 o'clock on the dot.
Well,
No
Cat, you're in
concepts, just
charge.
gone. We're fucked.
So anyway, we'll wrap here. Want to thank Curious Crafts and everybody that came in on the raid. We always appreciate that. Thank all y'all for playing. Again, we had Taylor playing Danru.
For how long, I don't know anymore.
Sarah playing Kat. Eric playing Adrian. Zach playing Francis.
Howdy.
And Patrick playing Hull. I've been your GM for the evening, rather. Jason. You can catch some other stuff that I do over on the Nerd Eternal Network at thenerdaternal.com. I've got an Icons game I run over there, and we do some other assorted podcasts. Taylor, for instance, does a wrestling one. Be back here at Dire Bear tomorrow for the Wednesday night showcase, which is me running an Icons campaign. Let's see. The party has not actually gotten together in that yet, but they are well on the run from the government. Thursday night, I believe, is Maddie's Curse of Strahd. And then Monday nights have started back up with a 5e game, Escorts, I believe was the title.
The Escorts, yeah. Because we are escorting Tiny Child to Nexus Place.
Baby Pope.
Sure, that's the first thing
Baby
anybody thinks
Pope.
of when they say Escort.
They might be showing ankle while they're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just suddenly thinking of how horrible escort missions can be, and
Yeah,
online
let's not go
games.
there. Considering we're apparently escorting an entire damn city.
Wow, I
As long as they all.
I
have
watched the
the
first
same-
hour and then had to go to bed before work. Clearly, I missed some stuff.
Yeah, it's the whole dang city that left.
Wow.
How's that even
Yeah.
gonna work?
Clearly, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that then.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thank all y'all for coming. Hope everybody had a good time. Be back here next week.
Try to survive.
Bye bye.
For a thrilling adventure.